Greetings. Welcome back to my channel, The Divine Mind. It's Day. Welcome on in. So, today is spooky story time. And I'm calling it spooky story time because it's going to scare the hell out of some of you. I see spirits on a regular basis. I'm not crazy. Um, I'm not hallucinating. I literally am able to see beyond the veil. So, for those of you who have been following my journey, you know that I am initiated into the Orisha Oya Ipa Oya. And there's some people who believe that when you get initiated, that's when you start to see spirit. But to be quite frank, I was seeing spirits long before that. My earliest memory of seeing something that I knew or seeing someone that I knew was not there was when I was a child. I'm not really sure how old I was. Um, Maybe based on how old my brother was. Maybe I was 10 or 11. May have even been like 9. So between those ages. Myself and my family were down south visiting extended family. And they put us up in the attic. You know, they had their attic built out into an apartment, and it was a really nice space. And that night, my parents and my brother were in the bed, and I was off to the side on some little sofa. And I couldn't sleep. And on top of that, there was like a thunderstorm. So I'm laying there and I'm just looking through the door to the entryway where the staircase is. And when I tell you there was a man, the shadow, a full shadow apparition of a man standing there leaning on the banister looking into the room. This man was there for so long. And now thinking back, how I know it wasn't just a shadow was because the lightning, every time the lightning struck and came into the room, the shadow was still just a dense black shadow. It was not altered by the light of that lightning at all, right? And what shadow do you know is not altered by a light source? So that was my first memory of seeing spirit, right? Seeing a ghost. And when I talked to my parents about it, my dad has said that I would come to him very often at night because, I would tell him, oh, I'm seeing things in my room. There's, people in there or there's something in there. So my dad would get up most nights, well, every night, I'm sure, that I went to wake him up and come in and sit with me until I fell back asleep. Now, mind you, this is before initiation, right? And what I think does happen though is when you're initiated into these systems, if it's done correctly, the gifts that you have might actually be exacerbated by the ritual of initiation. So there was one other time before initiation when I was living in my childhood home and I was sleeping in my bedroom and I woke up, and I'm laying on my side. And as I open my eyes, there's a face made of light, this beautiful white, kind of golden light. And I say it's a face because I could see the outline of the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and things like that. And normally, when something is that close to me, because literally the face is like, say, it's someone laying next to you looking at you, right? On a bed, and it's not a big bed. Normally, I would freak out, but I didn't freak out because the face smiled at me. And when the face smiled, I felt such a sense of warmness, love, and peace. So I smiled and went back to sleep. Funny enough, I found out years later that another family member had the same experience with the face of light in the same room. So these are just a couple of examples of my spiritual experiences, my sight beyond sight. One of the things I've noticed is that this usually takes place for me in that state between, being awake and falling asleep, or coming out of sleep into the waking state, right? So there's something about coming in and out of sleep that really can help you see through the veil if that's what you want or if you have that ability or gift. So it most often happens that way. I have so many stories about seeing spirits. I actually started to see much more right around the time of my Saturn return, my last Saturn return. I didn't know what was happening. And again, that was before my initiation into Orisha. So, yeah, it can be scary, but it can also be really beautiful because I've had experiences like the one with the face of light that just brought so much peace and love. Okay? So I just wanted to share that with you, my spooky story time in honor of the month of October. I'll be sharing more stories, and please let me know in the comments if you are able to see spirits yourself. And where do you see them? Some people see them more often out in nature. Some people are able to see faces and everything and you can look anywhere and see a face. Some people are like me where they see them, when they're coming out of their sleep or going into their sleep state. Some people just see the dead in their dreams. How does it work for you if you have this ability? I would love to hear. Talk to you next time. Hey, if you're interested in a personal tarot reading, an Ifa reading, a Orisha reading, if you're interested in Ifa-Orisa online trainings, ebooks, even an ebook on how to read tarot intuitively, or my Patreon, check out my website, daydreamalston.com, or the description box below. And please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Ashe.